Welcome to another episode, as always. Two fans, two opinions, one game. Welcome to Different Ends. I'm Ash. This is Rob. Every week, we'll be breaking down the biggest stories in football, sharing our views, and probably disagreeing more often than not. In today's episode, we'll be discussing the World Cup games so far, the teams making the headlines, and the stories that everyone's talking about. All right, let's get started.
Yo, yes, mate. How you doing, man? Another week has gone by.
Yeah, how are you doing? All good?
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. This World Cup, I don't know where to begin. It's been so good. I've been loving every second of it, man. I think at the Qatar World Cup, I watched all the games because obviously it's a better time zone for us, right? But this World Cup as well, because of I think we're 5 hours behind. If it's East Coast, if it's West Coast, 8 hours behind. I thought, how am I going to keep up with the games? But it's been so entertaining. The standard has been good. It's been exciting. A lot of drama, controversy. I've been loving it. What do you think about it so far?
Yeah, really enjoying it. There hasn't really been that many dull games, is there? There's been one or two, but there's been goals. There's been a bit of controversy. I think the refereeing has been on the whole has been pretty good. There's been good kind of headlines, storylines that I know we'll get into a bit more in the episode. But no, I've really enjoyed it, to be honest. I think as we went into the World Cup, right, there was a bit of controversy, the political situation and other stuff. But once it starts, everyone, it's just there's no competition like it is. Biggest competition in the world. You got the World Cup, you got the Olympics, and there's nothing else that brings nations, fans, cultures, everything right together in one place.
Yeah,
it's like sport.
And because it's once every 4 years as well, I think it makes it even more special.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, mate. So there's only one place to begin, surely. The game last night, Argentina and Cape Verde. The fairy tale came to an end, but they were so close. There was minutes away to going to penalties, and even the goal that won the game, I thought that was cruel. It wasn't even a proper goal; it was an own goal. What do you think about the game?
No, I thought my prediction for the game was going to be comfortable win for Argentina. I thought Cape Verde have done unbelievable up to now, and I thought, this is where they're going to meet. They're going to meet their
makers,
their destiny, right? Yeah, they're going to meet their makers, but proved everyone wrong again, right? Obviously lost the game, but they won the game in a way, right? I thought they were unbelievable. They've put their country on the map. It's not often, right, when Messi is playing, that he's not the star of the show in a sense, right? At the end of the game.
Yeah. He doesn't make the headlines, definitely.
If
the page has Messi on it, then that's rigged. It should have Cape Verde for sure.
No, they're unbelievable inspiration, and I think their story kind of transcended sports in this World Cup, right? Because it's not just about sport; it's about the hope they've given to anyone. They've put their country on the map. They've just been unbelievable. Should be so proud of themselves, their players.
Yeah, 100%. They're definitely now. Yeah, like you said, they're now a symbol of hope for any small nation, any small country thinking they can't do it. They're up against. It's like a David and Goliath kind of story, right? The fact they scored 2 goals and 2 great goals. The first goal was good play, good build up, intricate passing, and the second goal was probably the goal of the tournament. To score that against a defending champion, that will go down in history. No one ever. That's probably the most entertaining 3-2 game I've seen for a long time in the World Cup, or just as a normal game as a whole. To come back twice as well. So resilience, character, it's amazing, man. To be fair as well, it's done more for the country as a whole. I've always heard about Cape Verde. I've always wanted to go there. It's like a place that you go a sort of romantic holiday with your partner, right? But now people are actually going to know where they are. The thing that it will do for their tourism as well. It's incredible. Those players. I was watching the game last night, right, and I was thinking, a lot of these players, for example, that guy, the left back who scored, Sydney Carabao, he's much better than Luke Shaw. I would happily take him at Man United, right? He's quality. But just the players as a whole, they can easily play for like mid-table teams like a Fulham, Brighton, Sunderland, Bournemouth. Like these are good players, and the energy levels they had going into stoppage time. So that like they had more energy than Argentina. It's just that Argentina had a bit more, like obviously skill at the end. But in terms of like energy, effort, hard work, they were miles above Argentina, right? So what I'm hoping as well after this tournament, some of those players like get good contracts because I generally think that because it's just a small nation, right? 500,000 people. If those players get good contracts, I think they'll give back to the community as a whole for Cape Verde and will just help the country, man. I think it will be such a good story.
They will. I mean, World Cups, Euros, they're the biggest kind of marketing. You're putting yourself out there, right, in the shop window, and they will tenfold their salaries, right? Like for example, that story of the Irish player. That
Did you know what's mad though? He like next week he has a Champions League qualifying game to go back to, so he's gonna have no rest.
For is it Shamrock Rovers?
Shamrock,
yeah.
And
he played next week. He was and he got a LinkedIn message from the Cape Verde.
Yeah, that's how he got the Cape Verde job. Yeah, he messaged him on LinkedIn.
Because he has heritage. He has some sort of Cape Verde heritage. He'll be playing. If he's earning £100 a week now, he'll be earning 10, 20 times that salary. He'll find a club somewhere. That's just an example. I think the whole team, the goalkeeper, for example, great, another heroic performance, right?
Yeah, he got like 7 or 8 saves again.
He played unbelievable. I mean, he's let in 3 goals, but that doesn't tell the story. He had an unbelievable game. Taking Argentina, the World Cup champions, reigning champions, to extra time. It's just unbelievable.
Yeah, and I was really sorry. Like I wanted them to go to penalties because I think they deserve that. Not to end on a own goal that kind of deflected off your hand. And it was telling as well because at the end of the game, Argentina was celebrating. If you looked at Messi's face, he wasn't smiling, he wasn't happy, he wasn't like. So Argentina fans were like jumping, and the players were jumping and singing. Messi was just at the back. You could tell he was a bit embarrassed. Like this was a close ball for him. It would have been the most embarrassing. It would have been in the history of the World Cup. The smallest nation knocking out the defending champions. That wouldn't have gone that well. So you can tell by his reaction.
Miami, wasn't it? It was in his home stadium.
Yeah, he's played 4 games. All 4 games has been in Miami. So I think the next game now will be in Atlanta. But all his group stages and this last game was all in Miami, which is basically home territory. So they set this up for Messi. So if he had gone home, boy, embarrassing. But I'm really happy for Cape Verde. I kind of want to buy a Cape Verde shirt now. They're my second team. But but good for them. But we've got to talk about the Giants. 2 Giants have gone home. I don't even know which one to begin with. Which one was worse? Netherlands or Germany? I think probably Germany was probably worse going home to Paraguay. No. Yeah,
I think so. Because Morocco are strong.
Morocco are a good team. Yeah, semi-final last time. So Paraguay, on penalties as well. Like, but even before that, the Germany just didn't look good.
No, they didn't play well at all, and the manager resigned, didn't he? Resigned recently. They're looking at
resigned.
They're interested in Klopp. They're interested in Klopp, and then they had the whole debacle with the penalty shootout where they had Tar taking a penalty. He's never taken a professional penalty before.
So you heard about that? You heard what happened with Joshua Kimmich?
No, was Kimmich one of the players that didn't fancy taking a penalty?
No, so Kimmich was asking. So like he asked Goretzka twice. He was asking a few players if he wanted to take it, and Goretzka said no. But I'm not. So maybe it's done differently in a World Cup. But in normal situations, like let's say club, like Man United, Arsenal, whatever, Aston Villa, if it goes to penalties, you write down who is on that list. So it goes down to like even the sudden death. So you got your 5 penalty takers, and even when it goes to like 6, 7, 8, you still know who's taking the penalty. Like the players don't go and ask other players. So I thought that was very strange that he said he had to ask Goretzka because it would have been known, right? So it got to the
Yeah,
5 penalties and then it went to sudden death. You shouldn't have to ask like, do you want to go up? That would have already been decided by the manager or
yeah,
or like before the penalty kicked even started. So that I thought that was very, very, very odd. But yeah, according to the stories, he asked Goretzka twice, and he asked someone else. I can't remember who it was, another midfielder,
yeah,
and they said no. That's how Tar ended up taking it.
yeah. Because a lot of the players didn't fancy it. I guess it's You'd think they would have a list of players. Obviously, on that list, there might be one or two that are injured or get taken off, or maybe it's done a bit differently. Maybe it's done on the day and on the time, right? Depending on who's
Yeah,
up
that's
for and
interesting.
who's not. Yeah,
But regardless, that it's Germany, man. They got proper. It's like players been there, done that. They should not have been losing on penalties to Paraguay.
could you
And some of the
imagine the
penalties
German
they took
players in
were
the past?
poor.
Yeah, could
Yeah,
you
like
imagine
they'd
like
be
Muller or
dying in
Ballack
or
or
closer.
those
The one that
guys?
had who had the
Closer,
record,
yeah,
Schweinsteiger. Oh my gosh.
or in the past that they'll be like they don't. I don't think they would recognize as this type of the
This
German
team
players
that they're
nowadays,
watching.
right? Yeah. They don't
But but
have. Yeah.
but even in the whole tournament itself, apart from that 7-1 win against Curacao, they didn't look
Mm,
Germany like they didn't look like the favorites to even get far. Like they're touted as one because obviously the history of Germany,
mm,
4 times champion, but they just didn't look fluid. They didn't look quick. They had no pace. That apart from Leroy Sané, they had no pace in that team. Like Havertz is not
no,
fast. Musiala is playing as a number 10. He's not really. He's not even like a rapid player anyway.
yeah,
Wirtz is not quick. Yeah, they didn't look like a. He's got Kimmich playing right back, which he doesn't play there for
mm,
Bayern Munich. He's like one of the best central midfielders in the world in his position. I don't why is he playing him in right back? Manuel Neuer had brought out of retirement in his 40s.
yeah.
Doesn't look like the same Manuel Neuer. The whole thing just looked like a shambles.
They need they need a club, don't they, to come in and really sort things out.
Do you know what I want to see? So now Klopp has taken that. I want to see Pep go manage for Spain. That would be
Yeah,
amazing.
yeah,
That would be amazing.
yeah.
But then,
And
yeah,
then they
so
play each other.
yeah, reunite that rivalry. But yeah, Germany disappointing. Netherlands. So the
Mm,
mathematician got this wrong for the first time. He predicted the last 3 World Cups. This one he didn't. Netherlands went out on penalties again to Morocco. I'm
yeah,
surprised by that game. I actually thought Netherlands played very well. I thought they're unlucky, but they've had a good tournament. So yeah, what do you think
yeah.
about that game?
Well, they have had a good tournament, and I think they were slowly getting into their stride. Right, they seem to be getting better and better, and
Mm.
but I think they just came up against a very very good Morocco side. I mean, it's I don't think it's something to be too ashamed of. Right? Losing to Morocco on penalties, they're just a really good team. Very emotional. Gakpo. I don't know if you heard the story about Gakpo.
About his baby, yeah, his girlfriend, yeah, lost
Yeah,
a baby.
yeah.
It was like a
You could
miscarriage or
see.
something
Yeah, miscarriage, and he decided
to
decided that
stay.
he was going to stay. Yeah, and it was very emotional after when he scored the goal, and you see the players
No,
around him as well.
because I actually thought he got injured, but he wasn't. He was just crying the way he just fell to the
Yeah,
floor. Yeah.
just fell to the floor, and then the penalty shootout as well. Did you see the back heel goal by the keeper on the penalty shootout? I don't know if you remember. He saved it, and then the ball wriggled
Oh yeah,
underneath
it
him.
rebounded. Yeah. I did.
But as he was kind of about to get up, he kicked it back into the goal.
Oh, he was on that kick. I thought he just hit it like just ricocheted off him and went in. Ah, okay.
No, yeah, the ball was almost at a standstill, and then he kind of moved his heel back and kicked it into the goal. So he'll have nightmares about that one, I think.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, Morocco go marching on. I think they're such a well drilled, balanced side, right? It's just they got they got good midfield engine. There was Saibari with Boadi.
Buadi,
I think
yeah.
I think Saibari is a good underrated striker as well.
But Saibari is he's actually a midfielder. He's not a striker. He's a midfielder that they're
Does he
playing up front.
does he play like false 10? False
Well,
9, sorry.
no, I just think that their strikers are rubbish because I was looking at the formation and they have him down as a midfielder.
Yeah, but I think in a couple of the group games he did play up front. So maybe
No.
he plays as false 9.
They've been playing him up front,
Yeah.
but his position listed on the team sheet is he's in that midfield section. So I'm not
Yeah,
sure
yeah.
if they just don't rate the other strikers, but he's doing amazing as a striker. He's
is,
scored
yeah.
3 goals now, I think, in the tournament.
Yeah, he's a very good finisher. He took his penalty well as well.
Yeah,
shoots out.
but yeah, Morocco's always a good team. Like in African Cup of Nations, the last World Cup, like you said, they're well drilled. They got Hakimi. They got like good leaders there. They're technically good. So yeah, it wasn't going to be an easy game for Netherlands, but as well, Morocco equalized as well in stoppage time. So Netherlands were that close. So that's got to sting.
Close.
That's got to sting as well. They let that slip.
Yeah,
But,
absolutely. Yeah.
And then we moved to Senegal. Senegal lost to Belgium. After winning 2-0, that's another one hard one to take to go home like that. You don't give up a 2-0 lead. And Belgium had scored 2 goals in 3 minutes, 86 minute and an 89th minute. So you're that close and you can't see the game out. I feel like you kind of if you're given that lead up, you kind of deserve to go home. That's embarrassing. You don't do that on this stage.
Yeah. No, they did so well for so long, and then it's just I don't know if it's fatigue or if it's maybe lack of a squad, right? Maybe they didn't have the players off. Players were tired. Didn't have the quality maybe on the bench to come off, and then to help out. Whereas Belgium do. But then, Lukaku came on and he's still scoring goals, and he scored his 92nd international goal, which is unbelievable. I mean, you put that into perspective, right? That's 20 more than Harry Kane, or 15
That's
more
crazy,
than Harry
isn't
Kane.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's playing for Belgium, so he's playing good quality position. So I think Lukaku, you've got to give props to Lukaku. And then Tielemans, the controversy on the penalty,
Yeah, I don't think that was a penalty. I think the referees have been so good up to now. I feel like they made a few mistakes in the knockout stages, man. I'm not liking it. So that wasn't a. You did see it? That's not a penalty.
Yeah, I did see it. It seemed like it was very harsh. It seemed. The problem is when you do the slow-mo on any penalty incident, it always looks worse, doesn't it? Like even with the red cards in some of the games, slow motion always makes things look worse. I think that, but I don't think that. Yeah, I think that was harsh. Very harsh to give that as a penalty.
Well, the fact was Tielemans didn't even touch the ball. So it's two 50-50 players going for a space. Then it's not a penalty because they're both going for the same space. There's going to be contact, if that's what 50-50 means, right? If Tielemans had touched the ball first and then got tackled, then it's a penalty. But no one had touched the ball. So, yeah, they messed up with that. I feel sorry for Senegal. But like I said, I kind of don't as well. You don't give up a 2-0 lead. And they got proper experienced players. Like, you don't have Mane, Iliman Ndiaye, Ismail Assar, Idris Gueye. These are all Premier League proven players, been there, done that on a bigger stage. Sadio Mane, and then off the bench they bring on Jackson, Papamata Sarr. These are all like Premier League players, right? So the experience, there's too much wealth of experience in that team. So I don't feel sorry for them in that regards, but it was harsh. But a 2-0 lead. Like the Belgium, like the fans in that stadium was done. Some of them were already crying. And you just let them, you gifted them. So, yeah.
Regrets, regretting.
Croatia, that was the next giant. Ronaldo lives to fight another day. This is his first goal in the knockout stage as well. So that was good for him. But, they were lucky. They were very lucky there.
Yeah. Perisic scored the first, didn't he, before the Ronaldo penalty, and then Ramos getting the winner on Modric's probably final potentially competitive World Cup. I thought Liao, when he came on, didn't he? He came on and made a big
No,
difference.
he started.
Did he start? Oh, did he start? Yeah,
Yeah.
I thought he played really well. He looked dangerous with his pace and also his crossing ability.
Mm.
I thought he did really well. But yeah, what Portugal's setting up a big game for the next round now. I'm looking forward
Yeah.
to that one.
That's something. Yeah, we'll get to that in the episode. But yeah, that is yeah, the next game should be like a semi-final almost. But yeah,
Yeah.
we'll talk about it. We'll talk about that in a bit. But mate, let's get to the main reason, the main reason why we're here. England, they're through by the skin of their teeth as well. Congo gave them a good game. Did you watch it? What was your thoughts on that?
Of course. Yeah. I watched it. Worst possible start with Congo taking an early lead. I think Pickford.
I think after like 6 minutes, right?
He should have saved that. Yeah. Yeah, something
7
like
minutes.
that. Yeah. I think Pickford should have. He'll know himself. He should have saved that. But yeah, just the first half, I thought England very similar to the previous game. They looked like just lacked intensity, lacked energy, and I was worried. I was worried at kind of at half time, and it seemed like we did need the big performances, right, from our big two players, Bellingham and Kane. And essentially that's what happened.
But
what did you think?
no, yeah, but I was going to say, do you think that's an issue? That is England relying on Kane and Bellingham? Is that sustainable?
I do think it's an issue. Some may argue, yeah, but then let's not say France, but Argentina rely on Messi, or Brazil may rely on Vinicius Junior. But I think you do. I think Argentina in the last World Cup when they won the World Cup. I think they rode their luck at times. I do think England. I don't see England winning it. All right, but I do think that we can go far. But we do rely on Harry Kane too much, and I think there's no two ways about that. But saying that, I think Gordon came on and did really well, assisting a couple of assists. He came under a bit of criticism after.
You got both of them.
Yeah, both assists. Yeah.
Yeah.
He had a bit of criticism in the last couple of games, right? But what do you think? Do you think that he's more of an impact player? Do you think we should start him, or what are your thoughts?
Yeah, no. So I was looking at this. It actually doesn't matter who starts, because I think when you come in as a sub, it's a different role, right? So if Rashford starts or Gordon starts, let's say they play 60 minutes, because that's when like Tuchel makes his subs, right? 65 minutes, right? So for that whole entire game, they've run that defender like tired. They've been driving at him. They've been taking him on. That defender will be tired. So as a sub coming on, you're fresh. That defender's already tired. So you're gonna have an impact. It's gonna be different than if you started the game. So I think that's why, regardless. So like when Rashford came on against Croatia, he scored. He's had an impact. When Gordon comes on, he gets 2 assists. As a sub, you're gonna have an impact. So I think as a sub, you're gonna have an impact regardless, because the person who starts has taken so much energy from that defender, right? So it doesn't matter. So for example, against Mexico, let's say we start Gordon and he does nothing, then Rashford comes on and he has an impact. So I think that's how it's been going so far in the tournament. I've been noticing that trend. So it's hard to say, oh, one's better than the other, because I think the roles are different if you're a sub coming on. But the main thing is that if you are a sub coming on, you have to have an impact, and they're doing that, right? So that's the key thing, I think, which is good. But so it's something more like, I don't know if it's worrying, but at the end of the game, right? So literally when the final whistle blew, they're still on the pitch, and they do the interviews, right? Harry Kane, interview after game, was saying that as a camp or in the dressing room, they spoke about people having hero moments, right? So, for example, so with England, they created 7 clear-cut chances, yeah, and they missed 6 chances. Now, 7, I think that's a lot. 7 clear-cut chances. For example, like one of the chances was the Rashford one that was cleared off the line. And there's a few others. Bellingham had a header as well. So now I'm thinking, and you're missing 6 big chances. You've not really played anyone like a proper nation, substantial like a substantially bigger nation, or like a one that's touted for the World Cup, right? So is having a hero moment more important than the entire team performing well? Because when I look at someone like France, the entire team is playing well. They have chances. They may miss some chances, but at least the performance is there. Why would Kane say you're relying on hero moments? So does that mean that throughout the games they expect they're not going to play well, or they're going to have a lull, or they're just not going to be performing well, and they're relying on 1-2 moments of magic? Can that win you the World Cup? I don't know.
Yeah. I guess we could probably. What I would read into that is that maybe that's not sustainable, is it? You can't always expect in every game a Harry Kane or a Bellingham to bail you out. You need to have more than that, right?
I
that
think
would
so.
be a bit worrying in that, yeah. But yeah, it's an interesting to say, isn't it? It's not something that a player will come out with and say.
It doesn't give you
generally.
confidence when you hear something like that.
No. Yeah, agree with you.
Because for example, so let's look at the next stage, right? So it's been finalized. All the games of 32. The last one was played last night, early hours of this morning. So, and the round of 16, the first 2 games will play today, right? France and Paraguay, and Canada and Morocco. So we do the predictions, we go through the next round, but we kind of analyze the performance so far, right? So if we start with France and Paraguay, ridiculous. I think France, arguably the best team in the competition so far, with like the squad, the first 11 and squad depth. Would you agree?
Yeah. Very difficult to back against France.
Yeah, and then you look at that team and how they're playing. They're not having hero moments. They're not relying on Mbappe to produce a moment of magic, or Dembele to do something like spectacular. The entire team is delivering from defense, solid midfield, keeping the game tick. Rabiot, Chouameni, and then all the way to that front 4, which is a fluid front 4, right? So that's what I mean. Their performance, anyone and everyone is scoring in that team, right? So and obviously I think they're going to beat Paraguay, but that's what I mean. I feel like that's more sustainable in a tournament like this.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. I think like it's kind of scary how France got so many good players, and they're all team of stars, right? And they're all playing as a team at the same time. If you look, you mentioned on the front 4, and then players are coming off the bench, and you see when Mbappe scores, he runs and celebrates with the manager, right? And Deschamps, you got to credit him. He seems to have got this team spirit ethic, and he's handled the team of big togetherness. They're a team of big egos, right?
Exactly.
But he's managed to get them to gel and play unbelievably well. And it's difficult to see past them at the moment. Also, just the strength and depth of the team. Looking very strong.
Yeah. Okay. Canada, Morocco. I'm thinking Morocco will go through.
Yeah, I would go with Morocco. I think Canada will do well, but I think Morocco will have a bit too much quality for them.
Well, it's not in Canada anymore, so they don't have the kind of like home support advantage. But
yes.
But they're even lucky against South Africa, to be honest. South Africa took them to the stoppage time, but I think Morocco will have too much for them.
Yeah. I mean, this is Canada's first ever World Cup, isn't it? So I think they've done well to get this far. I think Morocco will set up an unbelievable quarterfinal with France.
Portugal, Spain. I'm surprised this has come so early. This feels more like a semi-final or a quarterfinal. But Portugal and Spain. Spain has been looking. There's a crazy stat that I think Spain broke a record. They've not conceded in 5 games in a row. They've got clean sheets in 5 games in a row. Have you heard about it? I think that's a World Cup record.
Yeah. Then they look like they're really starting to click. They played really well against Austria. They could have scored
Yeah,
6-7 easily.
could have easily.
Yeah, Oyarzabal scoring the goals.
Again,
Yeah, and the Lamine Yamal factor. But I do think Portugal are going to test them. Who are you going for in this one?
well, Portugal. I'm going for Portugal. They're still I feel like they're just playing in second gear. Portugal. They still have a gear to go up. They still have they have moments where they play well, but I still feel that they haven't really fully clicked into like fifth gear and just playing fluid. I think Ronaldo's going to be up for this again. There's another goal in him. He had a goal in the previous game against Croatia that was marginally offside, but he took that goal well. So I think I think Portugal will edge this one. With Spain, they do play like free-flowing football, but I think if you're physical with them, you can get at them for sure. You can get at them.
Yeah.
The Portugal left back, is it Nuno Mendes, the one that plays for PSG? I think he's one of the best left backs in the world, so he'll be good against Lamar. But apart from if you keep Lamar quiet, I'm not really that fearful of Spain.
It's a very, very, very difficult one to predict. I would just edge with Spain, but I wouldn't be surprised if Portugal win.
If Portugal win, okay. USA and Belgium. I'm going for USA.
I think Belgium. Yeah, I'm going to go for the US. I think they're going to miss Balogun, but
I can't believe it. Yeah, man. That and that again, was that a red card? Like, I think the only reason they gave that as a red card and not the Messi one, because you saw. Have you seen the images put together? People are comparing it. It's because the Balogun one, the defender actually, his ankle like bends a bit. Whereas the Messi one didn't. But if anything, the Balogun was less forced because he was just jumping and he has to land somewhere, right? Whereas Messi was actually going for a tackle. So
I think the Balogun one, I think there was no intent behind it. He didn't want to hurt him. It just looks very bad, right, when you look at it.
Yeah.
In slow motion. But I think they're gonna miss him. But I will just edge with. The US.
Yeah, for some reason, Belgium, unless they have a massive turnaround and going to shock us, but they're just not clicking. Even from the group stage to this, they're just not gelling. I don't know what's going on with them. It's been the same thing, even when they had Hazard, like back in the day, Hazard, Witsel. This golden generation of Belgium is just not golden. I don't know what's going on.
They seem to be scraping through, don't they?
Yeah, just by the skin of the teeth. So let's see. But Pochettino did say get to the quarterfinals. I think he'll keep his word. So I'm going for USA with this one.
Yeah.
Here we go for this is a big clash. Brazil against Norway. Gabriel versus Haaland. The rivalry, the hatred is there. It's funny because now Martin Odegaard is going to have to defend Haaland. Let's see how he does. This won't be an easy game for Brazil. So I think this will be.
I don't think it'll be easy. I think Brazil were fortunate, I would say, in the last game that the Japanese team seemed to, once they scored their opener, right, they seemed to just sit back instead of playing the normal game. And I think that invited too much pressure from Brazil, and then in the end they succumbed to Martinelli's winner. But I think Brazil will have too much for Norway. I think Norway are a good side with Haaland, so I'm not sure we'll see the rowing at the end of the game in this one.
Yeah, but I tell you what, Haaland will be up. He'll be up for this game just because of who he's facing. Gabriel, he's going to want to score against him. He's in for the Golden Boot race as well. So I think this would be a physical game as well. There might be a lot of fouls. Yeah.
I'm looking forward to the Gabriel Haaland.
Yeah, exactly. And then the game that we were talking about, Mexico, England, 2,000 meters, 7,000 feet above sea level in Mexico, the Azteca. Mexico hasn't lost in 10 World Cup games at the Azteca. In their history, they've only lost 2. I think out of like 80-something games, 88, they've only lost 2 there. So can England do it? They've kept the time. It's 1 a.m. So they're not changing the time. So it remains 1 a.m. They confirmed it.
Okay, is that confirmed? Is it?
Yeah, it's confirmed. Can England beat Mexico in Mexico?
I think that it's going to be very, very difficult. Such a huge ask, not just because I think Mexico played well. I think they play with such like intensity and energy and passion and all that. And I think that the altitude obviously favors them, and just the stat that you mentioned, I don't think that's just because of the quality of the play, right? It's just because opposing teams, when they come to play in that altitude, it's just they struggle.
Can't breathe.
You can't breathe. Yeah.
Yeah.
Never mind. It's hard to walk in that. Never mind play run around for 90 minutes. I think it's just going to be very, very difficult for England. I'm more hopeful than I was a week ago. I think, but I'd still think if I'm thinking about it objectively, I think that Mexico will go through.
Yeah, that I feel exactly the same. I think this is where England tournament comes to an end. The only way England goes through it is again this hero moment from Harry Kane, or penalty, or goes through on penalties. I think in normal time, 90 minutes. I think I don't know. I think Mexico they've just got too much. They're used to this. They press. They're high intensity. They don't run. They're physical. They attack. It's not like so England do not expect any low blocks whatsoever. So please don't expect that. Mexico is going to come after them. I've been hearing like they're analyzing Mexico's how they begin games for the first 20 minutes. They rush teams. They press teams. So England is going to sit. I'm hearing like these theories. England's going to sit back and absorb the pressure because after 20 minutes they think Mexico won't attack. All this nonsense. I don't just expect Mexico to be at it for the full 90 minutes. Don't try and predict 20 minutes and then they're going to sit back on all this rubbish. But yeah, I think Mexico is a strong team. They've got all-round good players. They've got quick players as well. So if that right back position is not locked down, I'm hearing again possibilities of Declan Rice filling in at right back. Do not do that. Do not do that. England will not survive. So yeah,
I hope. I hope we're wrong, right? Because I do think
we hope we're wrong.
Yeah, because if England did win that, I fancy us more against Brazil than I do Mexico in Mexico City.
100%.
So I hope we're wrong.
Yeah. If anything, this is England's final because, like you said, if England beats Mexico, they beat Brazil or Norway, and then most likely they get Argentina. The way Argentina, like, they literally just rely on Messi. Cape Verde should be an inspiration to anyone. So England will give Argentina a good game and then get to the final. So I think England should treat this game as the final to get to the final.
100%,
Yeah. And then we go to Argentina and Egypt. Egypt is another poor team. They're in the same group as Belgium. Lucky to even get out. So I think Argentina wins this easily. To be honest with you, I think that Cape Verde game was the hardest game Argentina will ever play. So I think they beat Egypt easily.
I think so. I think Argentina will beat Egypt. I think Egypt play with, well, you could say the same about Argentina. They play with 10 men really, because Salah doesn't seem like he's Salah of old for whatever reason. Whether that's he's lost it or whether he's carrying something, I don't know. But I think it'll be like playing 10. It'll be like 10 versus 10.
10 versus 10, yeah. The only difference is that at least Messi delivers when he gets the ball.
Yeah, and also the other 10 of Argentina are better than the other 10 of Egypt. But I think Argentina will win this one.
Same. Colombia and Switzerland. Colombia just won their game last night against Ghana 1-0. Switzerland won 2-0. I think Colombia might edge this one over Switzerland. They still got Colombia scored and they got a goal disallowed. Luis Diaz scored marginally offside. So Colombia are a threat. They're fast going forward. They're strong. I'll edge them against Switzerland.
I would go for that. Yeah, Switzerland played that very uneventful game against in the last round, right? It was very uneventful. Colombia, I think, will have probably a little bit too much about them in this game. I'll go for Colombia as well.
Same. Cool. So that's our predictions. Let us know what you think. So France to go through to play Morocco, Portugal and Spain. I'm going for Portugal. You went for Spain to go through to play against USA. Brazil to go through against Mexico, but we hope England. Argentina and Colombia face off in the quarters. So, mate, just very quickly before we wrap up, we've got to talk about this 48 team expansion. It's actually working, right? So before the World Cup even started, before kickoff, the media consensus was that expanding the tournament to 48 teams will dilute the quality, it will create boring mismatches, it won't work, it will just be rubbish. How they were wrong. What's your thoughts on this so far?
No, I think it's worked. I think it's worked. I think it works because you're playing over 3 countries, right? 3 huge landmass. So more games across different stadiums. I think they've made it work, to be honest. It's given the opportunities some of these smaller nations like Cape Verde and Caracau and their fans to experience such an amazing event. And it's a World Cup. It's a World Cup. It should be an event for countries all around the world, right? And it shouldn't be the same big teams that play in every single tournament every 4 years. And it's just been exciting. I mean, there's been drama, there's been such emotion, there's been like so many firsts, right? Like Jordan's first ever game, Caracal's first ever goal, Cape Verde's first ever goal. There's just been so many firsts, and I think it's worked. I think it was expanded, maybe not for the right reasons, potentially, revenues, etc. But I think the byproduct and the results have been, it's been there to see.
Yeah, no, I couldn't agree more. Like, if it wasn't for this expansion, we wouldn't have seen Cape Verde, full stop. And the fact that they've created history in every game they've played, right? So I think there was, so obviously they drew with Spain 0-0. That was the biggest shock of the tournament. And then they drew all their games. So they drew 2-2 with Uruguay, they've won the World Cup twice before. And then they drew against Saudi. So I think they literally qualified on 3 points. That was also a first. And then their heroic effort against Argentina. Like, no one will ever forget that. No one will ever forget that game in the history of the tournament. That success story, alone by itself, is amazing for the expansion of the tournament. And also Paraguay. If it wasn't for the expansion, because Paraguay finished as a 3rd place and they qualified through that, didn't they? So if it wasn't for the expansion of that tournament, Paraguay wouldn't have got through. And look what they did. They knocked out Germany. So you've got to give credit to them expanding. Like you said, it could have been on more like, it was to do with money. It wasn't reasons that we wanted, but the byproduct is what we've got, is such a wonderful like history and story for these guys. So I don't think Paraguay can carry on, but the fact that they've like made that history for that country, for those players to knock out Germany, 4-time champion. I don't think they'll beat France, but just to get that far is crazy. It's great for them.
Yeah, well said.
And it's like you said as well, I think it's come a long way, right? It's a World Cup. It should be inclusive as many teams as possible. So it's come a long way from the first World Cup, right, in 1930, where there's only 13 teams. And England wasn't even a part of the first World Cup, right? So there's only like 7 South American teams, 4 Europe, 2 North America. And the only European teams was Belgium, France, Romania, and Yugoslavia, right? So from 1930 to 13 teams to now 48 teams. That is what you want. For World Cup, you want the countries of the world in there, right? So it should be inclusive. So it's definitely, it's amazing. It's amazing. And then before we wrap up, we'll talk about France. Is France the real deal? Are they going to go the whole way?
In short, yes. I think they will. I think I mean, football is not played on paper, right? And you have to go out there and you have to win your games. You can have off days. You need a bit of luck. But I think this France team is just so strong. And also, I don't see. Usually, you may have 2, 3, 4 teams that are, you could say, um, are the best, right? And any of those can win. But I feel like France are head and shoulders above. What can you say? Spain or Argentina or Brazil. Um,
Mm.
I think they will win. I think it's theirs to lose.
I think, yeah, there's to lose. Yeah. Yeah. It's like, how do you mark a front four that doesn't stay in their position?
Yeah.
Because it's always, if you look at the team sheet, Olise is always the right winger, but he always plays as number 10, and Dembele goes there. Mbappe has a free role. Barcola will run, if it could be Barcola or Doué, but they don't stay on the left; they come in. So it's such a fluid front four. I think if France does win the World Cup, this team is better than the 2018 team that won the World Cup.
Mm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
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 So and it's Deschamps' last. He's leaving us, isn't he? He's retired.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's retiring, but he's leaving the role as Zidane's taking it. So imagine that they're playing for him. Like we said about at the beginning, there's that togetherness. Then Mbappe scores, runs and gives him a hug. So yeah, I think it's theirs to lose, but I think they're the real deal. They are the real deal. I struggle to see a weakness. They press, but they also can sit back as well and absorb like pressure and then counter attack. So they've got that strength. They can keep the ball for ages. They've got possession. They got strong physical players, and they've got quick players and skillful players. I don't see a weakness.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll be interesting, man. It'll be interesting. But mate, thanks again for another episode. Obviously, lovely talking to you. Good catching up with you. And guys as well, thanks for tuning in to Different Ends. Whether you agreed with us or thought we're completely wrong, we appreciate you joining the conversation. If you've enjoyed the show, please like, share, and subscribe. It really helps us grow. And remember, in football, there's always different views, different opinions, and different ends. We'll catch you in the next episode. Peace.
Peace.